I do think that there's never been a more important time for people to write great stories for 7 to 12-year-olds, because if they're not reading, they're glued to their mobile phones and they're just dying in a cesspit of social media, which we all know is trashing their mental health.
There are a few new characters in the book. There's one portly, a chap, I think we can say that, who is fond of driving his Bentley in the village. Based on anyone?
Well, who could that possibly be? Tubby Bentley, who lives in a village that sounds a little bit like Chadlington.
Who lives in Chadlington? Anybody we know?
He's a motoring journalist.
Gentleman farmer.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? Jilly Cooper at the start of her book, she say, these characters aren't based on anybody, so nobody can sue me. You're sort of the opposite. You're like, this is based on Clarkson. This guy's based on Clarkson. Sue away. Of course. Other new characters that make an appearance?
There's a nasty Frenchman who, of course, forges paintings. Monsieur Denoir. So pretentious as well.
And there's a couple, we get to them via a couple of paintings, don't we? One that was bought, one that was inherited, and there's a certain smells around, which is where Sammy comes in.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot of people know this, but if you're going to forge a painting and you want to get rid of the smell of the new paint, you put the painting in a sack of potatoes and you bury it, and the potatoes and the earth will suck the smell of the new paint away.
Yeah. I love it when you get all technical. It's the hot take from Mary's review of Sammy and the Stolen Paintings by Charlie P. Brooks, out now.
I'm so happy there's another book with Sammy in it. It's so funny seeing life from a dog's point of view, which is a bit like a kid's perspective, only funnier. I mean, the weird chat grown-ups do when they meet each other, and that overpowering smell of candy floss. I love little details like that. Sammy and the Stolen Paintings is brilliant. I think I might read it again this weekend.
All right, unless, of course, you have another Sammy book up your sleeve.
Well, it's early days. I mean, I do think that there's never been a more important time for people to write great stories for 7 to 12-year-olds, because if they're not reading, they're glued to their mobile phones and they're just dying in a cesspit of social media, which we all know is trashing their mental health. So more people should be writing books for 7 to 12-year-olds and getting them reading more.
Right, so this is book number 5 for you. How are you finding it?
I find that the rhythm of writing a trilogy is good because you really get into the characters. By the end of sort of book 2, you're really beginning to feel you actually know these characters, and then by sort of book 3, they can probably start doing slightly crazy things.
Almost like you have a responsibility to write book 3. They're screaming out for you to finish, to give it a bit of closure.
I think things do go in threes.